Hey everyone, Honest Stewie here. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. And I'm going to do a video a little bit different now. It's going to be more of a discussion than a review. It's going to be more of a why I think like Hollywood or just movies in general need to stop making pointless sequels because it ruins the first one, absolutely destroys it. Or I just think, what's the point in having a sequel to a movie that would be perfect on its own? And you could just maybe somewhere down the line do what they're doing with every other movie nowadays and just remaster it down the line or re-release it, and people would watch the first one again. So I'm going to just start off like, I'm not going to do a list, but it's going to be like a few examples. There's going to be some good sequels I'm going to go into, some that I think were going to be bad but weren't, and I'm going to obviously finish off with one that I think is everyone probably like it, but I don't personally. And main thing I'm going to start off with, Strangers Chapter 2 is why I'm doing this video. I haven't watched it. I watched the first one, the original Strangers. Loved the original Strangers. Wasn't too keen on the second one. I didn't know what they were doing with the second one. And then I think there was supposed to be a third. I don't know if we got a third. I don't think we did. I think we only got two, didn't we? But I remember they were going to make a third and something went on. So they rebooted it into 3 chapters. There is another one actually that's come to my mind that I will be talking about right after this. It's 3 chapters. So technically I'm classing this as a second one, but it's technically not. It's just a filler. So Strangers Chapter 2, what I know of it, what I've seen of it. The first one, pretty much, Strangers Chapter 1 was the first movie again, but they were dumber. At least in the first Strangers movie, the characters were smart. Yes, there was a few moves the guy did that were a bit head scratchy, but you know, you panic in that situation. You don't know what you're going to do. You haven't got a clear mind. You know, these people are trying to kill you. You don't know why, and you know, does that more. Whereas this one, you just a stupid shit like trying to run to the car when it's locked, but knowing it's locked. You know, shooting at random people, thinking it's a stranger and it's just a guy at the door. Stupid stuff like that. Anyway, so we know the guy bites the dust and she wakes up in hospital in the second one. I'm not going to spoil it, don't worry. Apparently, it's just them trying to get her in hospital, and it delves in a backstory of a few of the other strangers, like the girl and the guy with the mask. Now, this to me sounds okay, but if I'm going in there expecting Strangers Part 2, like Chapter 2, that's another chapter. This technically isn't another chapter. It's just the same bit, isn't it? It's not Chapter 2 the hospital. Well, it could be, you could argue and say that, but it just seems pointless to me. And doing 3 of them seems pointless. You could have just done the second one again where they're in the city and they're chasing them out the caravan bit. Anyway, so that's the Strangers one. So I'm going to quickly do the one that popped in my head as well before it goes, because stuff comes and it goes like the wind. Honestly, comes in, goes so quick. So the main one that I'm thinking of now, this is a part 2. It is coming to a part 2 list, isn't it? I am going to mention a sequel, don't worry. Technically it's a sequel. This is one, again, that they're going to break into 3 parts. And I've heard a rumour that it's going to be 4 parts. Fast X. Now, Fast and Furious 2, could argue, I know, I love Paul Walker, you know, God rest his soul, fantastic guy. I love the movies. I did enjoy the second one, but again, Fast and Furious could have just been a one-off. I know we wouldn't have got Tokyo Drift, which is bad, and I know we wouldn't have got that other one after it. I forgot what the other one. No, it's just Tokyo Drift, isn't it? That was the third, as far as I'm aware. I know there was another one. I can't remember. There's that many of them. But I do think, as much as it's a franchise, what it's become now, I don't like what it's become now. I prefer the cars, I prefer the racing, I prefer the nitty-gritty, not the over-the-top action. As much as I do like a good action movie, Hobbs and Shaw actually was good. I know a lot of people said it was bad. I liked it. I thought the chemistry with Jason Statham and The Rock, it was basically a pissing contest movie, and with who could get the best one-liner in, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Gave me 80s vibes, and apart from the ending was crap, but ending's always bad. But when it comes down to Fast and Furious, I will actually mention it. I do think it should have been a one-off. As much as you know, I liked what they did with them. Again, you could argue the second one was a bit pointless because the first one sort of wrapped everything up. It was just a racing one. Second one was action. So it's very that type of thing. So what I mentioned about Fast and Furious X is, I don't know if you know this, but obviously it's going to be part 2 next year. Part 3, 100% is coming out. There's going to be a part 4 Vin Diesel once, because he wants to do it back in LA. Back in LA, what the hell? So, I don't know what's going to go on. So anyway, we'll get Fast and Furious out of the way, and I'll mention a movie that I didn't think would work as a sequel, but it really surprised me. So Happy Death Day was an amazing movie. Thought the concept was fresh. It was great. It was like a horror Groundhog Day. Had some proper good jump scare scenes. Where the bridge bit, where you go under the bridge, you got the little clock box, the jumping jack. I crap myself. Where it jumps behind her, the mirror bit, all that. I thought it was great. The ending was mint. Actually made you care about her. She was a horrible character to start with, and you ended rooted for, because to start with, you wanted her to die. She was absolutely horrible, and you didn't care if she was just death in a movie, and it, like Scream, for instance, if it was just a death and that was it, and it continued, you couldn't care about death. But near the end, you were rooting for her, and you wanted her to live. And obviously, we know, not to spoil it, but it's part 2, so she lives. So Happy Death Day 2 came out a few years later. I had low hopes for it. Didn't know how it was going to go. Loved the first one, like I say, and I want more, but I didn't see how they could do more. And yes, to take a little route where, they make it where he builds a time machine and that's how they go back in time, but it doesn't really delve into what made her go back in time originally. It sort of goes into technology. It goes down a strange technology route. Oh, God, I do apologise. My voice totally went then. So as I was saying, it goes down a strange technology route of he builds the machine. It's now a machine that does it. And obviously, it's a bit like that one on Netflix. I forgot what it's called. Knives Out. It's not Knives Out. That's a mint movie, that, though. That's one I'll delve into on this as well. Before... They keep coming to me. I like this. Keep them coming. What's it called? I forgot what it's called, the Netflix one. Oh, God, I shouldn't have thought about Time Cop. Oh, terrible movie. Right. So the one that came to mind just then was, because I said Knives Out, Glass Onion, wasn't it? Glass Onion. People say that's a pointless second one to Knives Out, because it is a sequel to Knives Out. Knives Out. But I think it worked personally. A lot of people didn't agree with it, didn't like it. I thought it was great. Daniel Craig's just amazing in it. The cast is great. Hardest role that Chris Evans had to play was the first one. Hardest role he's ever had to play, interesting fact, because you had to be mean to do gorgeous, giant, fluffy Alsatians. The hardest role he had to play. So anyway, the one that is going to be a bit controversial that I'm going to mention the second one of is Avatar Part 2. I'm just going to say 2. I can't think if it's Way to Water or something. Something about water. I personally don't see the point in that at all. I don't see why after 14 odd years, maybe a bit more, since the first Avatar was out, I wasn't too fussed on the first one. And it wasn't that I didn't like the look of it. It looked beautiful. James Cameron is an amazing director. I'll give him credit for that. I'll give him credit for the looks of stuff, and he's great. It was just a story. It was weird. I didn't get why the you know what they do with a hen and it, the tree, and it just was very, could have had more to it. Could have, instead of a war movie, it could have turned into more like a family movie, with like not family friendly movie, but like they're saving the families instead of a giant tree of life. It's the families they want to save, and because I put the hair in a tree down, and I couldn't get away with it. And they make a second one, and it releases like now, and it's going to get re-released again in IMAX, as the first one was. I thought it was terrible. I haven't seen it, but what I have seen of it seems pointless. It seems the same again, just underwater. Again, it's going to be beautiful, and I get why, but again, to me that seems like a pointless sequel. And there's another movie that I think I'm going to mention. Hold on. Actually, there's 3 brand new movies I'm going to mention. And I'm going to just spout off from one that I haven't seen yet, which is Megan 2. I could arguably say Megan 2 is a pointless sequel, definitely. But you could arguably say, because she did die at the end, she did get destroyed at the end, but she's come back. And it's took a different turn. It's gone actiony, looks like a comedy. First one had some, comedy scenes, but it was more of a horror. I'd say a horror. It wasn't really scary, but it's an AI horror. And then we've got, I think I mentioned Nobody 2, but I'll jump into that one in a minute. and we've got one that came out recently, Black Phone 2. That's the one reason why I'm making this video as well, which brought it to my attention, really. Black Phone 2, you could argue, yeah, but I don't see the point in there being a second Black Phone. Wrapped up nicely at the end of the first one. Yes, I know they were about the children and they were ghosts. So you could, say that the killer's a ghost. And don't get me wrong, I don't think the second one's going to be bad. I am going to watch it. I've yet to watch it. But just why I'm making the video as well. But I just don't see the point in it. I mean, the main point in it, we all know the real reason to it. It's money and views. But again, it's like, it could have been a one and done movie, and it makes, like, I'm not sure why they would, I don't know why, like I said, they're money, but it's like, they didn't plan for a second one. This seems like something they're like, oh, the first one's done good, we'll do this. Or they had this as a backup one, but they were like, oh, well, we don't know what to do with him now he's dead, oh, we'll bring him back as a ghost. That type of thing. Instead, it's one of them movies, and again, that's one I don't think should exist, but I'm glad it does in a way, because at least we're getting more Black Phone, which is good. But again, a prequel would have been better. Like what I mean. It's why have they gone forward when they could have went back? They could have done a prequel. A lot of people are commenting on the video. Black Phone, True trailer. True? 2 trailer. That a prequel would have been way better, and I agree. I think a prequel would have been where to go. It would have been messed up, because obviously the kids wouldn't have survived, and it would have been a new take, like a bit like Avengers Endgame, where Thanos lived and did it. Or Infinity War even. I'm skipping one. And there's a pointless one, Endgame, joking. Pointless second to it. Just had Thanos win. Anyway, before I get sidetracked with Avengers, the main movie that I think worked really well, but you could argue and say for this list, yeah, it was a pointless second one. For me, it wasn't. For me, you needed more. I wanted more. Nobody to. Now, I've done a review of it on my channel. Check it out if you haven't checked it out. Nobody to. Now, yes, a sequel to it is pointless, but to me, it isn't. To me, it made it absolutely awesome. It even delved more into the family and the mum, and how the mum was like, because he drove away and just left them, didn't he, near the end of the first one. And obviously we're thinking, to protect them, why wouldn't he send the other guy with them, and him and his dad go, send his dad with them, because his dad can kick some ass, damn. Do that. But we know why in the second one. We know why. I'll say it, it's not a spoiler. She can hold her own. Damn, she can hold her own. And it shows how they met, and it's quite a cute romantic movie, and it is different, but it's still got a family tone. I personally liked it. The villain did come out of nowhere, but again, I liked her as a villain. Thought it was great. But when there was a reviewer I watched and he mentioned it, and I was thinking, as much as I loved it, it was a pointless sequel. It was more of a, not pointless sequel, but more of a, I know why, because he's got a plan. He's going to do a third one too, which I'm not complaining about. I'm not complaining about that, but it's one of them, they're not bad movies. I just think sometimes wanting more and ending it wanting more is good. You don't want to overeat in a movie, like overindulge in it. Fantastic example of that's what I've just mentioned, Fast and Furious. I mentioned about the second one. The reason I don't think there should have been a second one is because I don't think there should be a 10th one coming up in 4 parts. It's like the first movie I watched, Fast X, the first part, I thought that dragged. I thought it was on forever. It was on for 2 hours. So they're going to do 2, 4, 6, 8 hours of Fast and Furious. Probably 10. No doubt they're going to be a 3-hour long movie at the end. And it's just what you're going to do. Have them talk to bodies the full movie and the last one again. But hey, like I say, this is just a movie just going over a few topics that I think I'm going to start doing a few videos like this where I go over topics. Instead of doing lists, I'm going to do a few more lists because I do enjoy my lists. But I'm going to do some topics, go over some topics that I think, movie industries, are doing wrong or just overdoing. Like I said today, pointless movie sequels. There is obviously other ones I could do with, you know, totally different directions where they went. I could do pointless games, stuff like that. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, because they're going up. I like that. And yeah, I'll do another video shortly. It won't be too long. I'll probably do one covering a few, probably be a gaming one next. I'll have a little look, see what I've got. Bye!